Welcome to the 2021 Toyota RAV4 XSE Hybrid. This example has 104,000 miles on it. It is our personal vehicle. We wanted to review with you what's held up well, what hasn't, what we like, what we don't like. Steering wheel's typical Toyota. It's held up very well. Instrument cluster has a 7-inch digital with the analog on the outside. It is configurable. We have the 8-inch infotainment system, typical Toyota. Moving up, we do have the digital rearview mirror, which I prefer, and the panoramic moonroof. This car came with Michelin Primacy All Seasons. They've held up very well. Those are the OEM tires. In the wintertime, we do run some Falcon Wild Peaks. We'll probably put about 30,000 miles on the Falcons. So I'm estimating these have just over 70,000 miles on them, and they're still holding up well. I see the same thing on the RAV4 forums. Generally, the Dunlops are louder and do not last as long. But the Michelins are quieter and last around 70,000 miles. We did do the blackout package on the emblems. I've upgraded the struts and shocks to Koni actives. My biggest issues with this vehicle when we got it was how soft and rolly it was. The Konis really helped with that. I've upgraded the fog lights to Toyota LED fog lights. I'll put the part number for those fog lights in the description. Two major issues with these RAV4s, two service campaigns. One is for the rear cable, where it plugs into the electric motor in the back. It says all-wheel drive vehicle, all electric in the rear. That's commonly referred to as cable gate. Toyota's has about 5 or 6 different solutions to that. I'll put up the latest and greatest information that I have, although I think just recently in September of 2025 there's been another upgrade that's not included. The next issue I'm aware of is the roof rails will leak. I believe they solved that sometime in around 2022. They just use a different gasket. So we did get a service campaign notice on that. The paint has held up very well, over 100,000 miles, a few rock chips, but that's to be expected with all the highway driving. The painted black plastics have also held up very well. I much prefer the glossy black paint versus the dull gray of the unpainted plastic on the lower trims. Moving to the rear, we do have the power lift rear lift gate. I have a standard size carry-on in here, so plenty of room. JBL sub on the left. We do have the upgraded audio in this vehicle. The storage pocket on the right, 12 volt cargo light. This is a Toyota cargo net. I'll put the part number in the description for this. And underneath is a spare. Moving to the rear seat. Rear door has a small pocket for storage. Center armrest. HVAC vents. 2.1 amp USBs. Toyota claims 37.8 inches of rear seat room. So moving back to the inside, the XSE does have this blue stitching on the doors and on the seats. Blue trim on the seats. And then down here is where your hybrid battery is. The hybrid battery is under the rear seat. Right here is where your hybrid battery filter is. I do recommend changing that out once a year, or at least pulling it out and blowing it off. Depends on use case, obviously. Moving back to the front. Front door storage is decent, although not great, but you can fit 2 water bottles in there. Got a small pocket for your passenger. Standard size glove box. Up front here we have a Pro Clip dash mount for the phone. It works very well. One thing to point out on these 5th generation RAV4s is that the side view mirrors do shake when you shut the door. It feels a little cheap, but it doesn't appear to be an issue. Moving back under hood, you have Toyota's 2.5 liter Atkinson cycle engine. It does call for 0W16 oil, which I do use in the winter time. In the summertime, I use 0W20 due to all the highway driving. We do change it every 5,000 miles. Under hood, you have your radiator coolant, your washer fluid, 2 coolants, one's for the engine and one's for the inverter system for the hybrid. Relay fuse panel box, the engine oil fill, oil level, dipstick, your air filter, which I've changed a few times over 100,000 miles, the CVT and inverter, high voltage power line, another relay and fuse panel, an ECU, and your brake fluid. We have changed the brake fluid once, and every 2 years we grease the caliper pins. Because these hybrids are very easy on brakes, you got to grease those caliper pins every 2 years because they just don't get used much and they'll seize up. So that's it under hood. Let me know if you have any questions. That was our quick overview of the RAV4. Now let's take it for a drive. So out on the road, you can see that the hybrid RAV4 will do parking lot speeds in EV mode. So it's not using the gasoline engine at all. It'll kick in when necessary. As you can see right now, it is in EV mode as we're coasting to the stoplight. The 5th generation RAV4 is 2019 through 2025. There is a new RAV4 6th generation coming in 2026. The 5th generation RAV4 rides on a 105.8 inch wheelbase. It's around 180 inches long, weighs 3,775 pounds, and it's rated at, the hybrid is rated at 41 city, 38 highway, and 39 combined. As you can see right now, we're a little under half a tank remaining, and we're at 42.5 miles per gallon, so we're doing quite well. Again, these tires have 70,000 plus miles on them, so you've got a little bit of road noise, but it's not excessive. Wind noise, you can hear the wind, but it's not intrusive. This car does have radar cruise control. You can set the following distance with this button. Lane keep assist. We had a 2023 hybrid Camry that had lane keep assist performed a little bit better in that car. One trick that's not often known on most Toyotas is if you press the cruise control button, press and hold for about 3 seconds, You can use it in regular cruise control mode, so non-active cruise control. So some people prefer a standard cruise control over the radar cruise. So after 104,000 miles, what do we think? Would we buy this RAV4 again? I believe we would. At first I wasn't sure about it, but long term it's held up very, very well. Not a lot of signs of wear. It was a little soft at first. The handling was a little squishy. It wasn't bad, it was just softer than what we prefer. The Koni active shocks and struts really helped with that. The ride quality is still good, but there's not as much pitch and roll and lean. So with that said, would we buy a 6th gen? Everything I'm seeing so far, yes. We might look into the plug-in hybrid for the next generation. It has over 300 horsepower. So thanks for watching our video. Like and subscribe. Leave any comments if you have any questions.